Hi, everybody. It's the Bologna Sandwich Show. Yay! I'm waiting for my guest, Nicholas Volante. And I'm also, am I live on Instagram? Go live. Okay. Great. Praise the Lord, everybody. This StreamYard, I'm so sorry if you're seeing this late because StreamYard doesn't push out my lives when I go YouTube live. So all of my YouTubers, I'm so sorry. You're going to see this late. Anyways, Nicholas Volante is going to be here in a minute, and he is a longtime friend of mine from Virgin America when we were virgins in the sky, flying around as flight attendants. And one of us got fired, and I don't know who that was. One of us was on a campaign for a union and then got fired because of other reasons. Well, I think it was that, but let's be real. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to say what happened. It's neither here nor there. Look up Bernstein versus Virgin America. I made a comeback. I got fired and I made a freaking comeback. So what are they going to do? Fire me again? Look up Bernstein versus Virgin America. Hi, Sterling Will. Yay! Greetings from Wyoming. It is so hot. It's like 90 degrees here in Los Angeles. In March, it's crazy toid. Do you like my turtitoids? My what? My turtitoids. Ah. Sterling Will, I was telling the audience that when I do my YouTube live from like the app, it pushes me out. But when I do it from StreamYard, for some reason, it doesn't. And at any point, my guest is going to be here. But I could tell you a little bit about him now. Should we do that? Nicholas Volante. He's an author, a poet. He's an HIV survivor. Today, we're going to be talking about the importance of storytelling from the standpoint of the stories that we tell ourselves. No, I did not write this. Nicholas Volante did. Especially in relationships and how we need to be experiencing ourselves as the powerful human beings that we are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's beautiful, Julia. Thank you. Drum roll. Drum roll. Drum roll. Ah. You struggle with storytelling. Me too. Oh my God. I went to this storytelling open mic show thing one time and I was like, oh my God, I'll do really good. I'll just go up there and make stuff up as I go along, which I'm professional at. And I went up there for like, I think it was like 10 minutes, which was like the longest 10 minutes, I'm sure, of anybody's life because I really didn't have a plan. And then I was going to go back the next week. And on the banner, this place, on like the promo banner, put it a little like apostrophe, like, please have your story planned out. Please don't improvise on stage. So I made a difference there. I made it to the promo flyer. Not the way I wanted to, but that's okay. Here, I'll show you guys my turtitoid. Here's one of my turtitoids. That's Impolitoid, and that's Silly Girlatoid. Aren't they cute? I'll show you a video while we're waiting for Nicholas. I feel so cool right now. I have like StreamYard with videos that I can show. I'm like a DJ. I'm a Bologna Sandwich Show DJ. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Yay! Turtitoids are human-like species with objects growing out of them, created by me, Julia. One night, I was home alone in my apartment drawing really weird creatures, and they were all connected to each other, and I thought, what the heck am I going to call these things? And then suddenly, and without pause, the name Turtitoid just popped into my head. So I've been calling all of my drawings Turtitoids, human-like species with objects growing out of them. And they are the Turtitoids. Oh, hey. The Turtitoids, yay! And my Bologna Sandwich Show shirt, yay! I'm going to get rich from these Turtitoids. You guys think I won't, but I will. I'm going to come back super strong, literally strong, because I'm going to take steroids, and I'm going to be wearing all Turtitoid paraphernalia. And people are going to wonder what happened to poor Julia. Poor Julia made it rich. What do you mean, what happened to Julia? I'm rich. Let me see if I can add this video. Video file. Oh my God, how am I going to find this? How do you find stuff that's like on your, how do you find stuff that's on the computer in the background? You know what I mean? Desktop. My little sis, I'm looking for my little sis is a cyst. I don't know if any of you have seen this file or not on my computer. Oh, yes, please open. Oh my God, I'm going to be so excited. Okay, I'm playing this for you guys while we're waiting for Nicholas. Hi, Prem04, what's up? I have successfully avoided the Noid. You mean the Toids? They're all around. Okay, look at this video. I made this video like 2 years ago. This was one of my first bologna sandwich show videos, and I've never shown it on here. So here we go. Thank you so much, Other. I call my producer Other because it's my other personality. How many personalities do I have? I mean, how many can I have? You know, that's the question. How many can I have? And which day and which time and what's going on? What's the season? Because, you know, it's the summer versus spring. I mean, my personalities abound. My personalities multiply into other personalities. It's like I have one, and then I have one. And each one of those also has little springboards of uncertainties and sprinkles of deviations, etc., throughout them. So thank you so much, Other. You can sit down. No, you can. You know what? Can you guys hear me? Others out because I will. This is a video I made a few years ago. I had removed. Look how different I look. I had a dermoid cyst made up of hair and teeth. My little sister, I have kept her in a jar of water since I had her removed in my early 20s. And when the time is right, I will show it to you. Would you like to see it? Fuck. I'm gonna go get my sister out of the refrigerator right now, and I'm gonna put her here in front of you for all to see. And then we can get to my questions. That's what's gonna happen. I can answer the questions that you sent me with my sister here, because I think it's time that she shows who she is. My little cyst is a cyst. When I told you on the slide, I feel her inside. Oh, I have had this little girl growing inside of me for so long. And sometimes when I'm feeling lonely and sad and I get home and I'm depressed, I take her out and I prop her up on my lap like a good little girl. Are you guys ready to meet sister? Here you go. Oh my God, there's my cyst and particles of my ovary that have been floating around, but that's her right there. Doesn't she look like me? Doesn't she look like me? Oh my God, we have the same teeth. Don't we? We have been trying our darndest to grow her. Maybe that's an idea we can do with my dermoid cyst that is made up of hair and teeth that was growing on my ovary inside of my body. Okay, until I was in my early 20s. My sister was inside of me, growing, being, existing, loving, and living life. Does she have feelings? Does she have emotions? I don't know, but I know she has my hair and my teeth. I know that. She probably took my iron too. And boyfriends. Thoughts. I'm so forgetful. It's because of my sister. Since I was born, my mood swings. Are you guys still watching this? So I wanted to go ahead and answer some questions. We have about 2 hours left. Here we go. These are questions that people have been asking me. Okay. How long have you been drinking water? Does water taste good? And you guys are full of questions, aren't you? How long is this show going to go on for? How big is your bust? Does your mother know you do these shows? Yes, of course my mom knows that I do these shows. Okay, that's going on a long time. We're gonna take a pause from this, and we're gonna take a pause from that weird video that I was showing. I can't hear you, Nicholas.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but there's way too much background noise. Do you have somebody cleaning your house?
This new microphone. Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you, but do you have somebody cleaning your house? Can you hear me? Let's go back to my video. After her and my dad's wedding, what are you wearing? No, I mean, what are you wearing underneath your clothes? Okay. You know what? Take it off and bend. Okay, I'm not even gonna, you know what? What? What are you guys doing out of your room? Go! Take sister other and mother other and you guys.
So I'm gonna go on microphone. I'm on it.
Because we can't, I can't. This is the most chaotic show. I'm so sorry. This is the most chaotic show. Nicholas, I'm gonna unmute you now.
I'm gonna get input.
Hi.
I could hear her for a while, and then when she switched over to me, then I can't hear her.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So so
unplug it.
Yeah. Just use the Mac for now.
We're having technical difficulties. Or technical
Can
funny.
you unplug it? I can't see it.
Nicholas, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No.
Oh my God.
No, I still can't hear her.
Okay, I'm gonna play other videos because this is more fun until he figures that out. Okay, let's look at my Turtletoid video. This is a new one. You guys ready?
I'm Dingleberry Toid. Tell me all of your problems. No, tell me, Philly, tell me. Tell your problems to Jesus. Tell your problems to him. Tell your problems to Jesus. He'll make them all go away. No, Daddy, no. Looks like Jesus left you. Now all you have is me. Tell me all your problems now.
Oh, hey there. Didn't mean to scare you. Just wanted to let you know that I'm the one that's here for you. So go ahead. Tell me all your problems. We'll be waiting. Oh, that's the wrong one. That has my friend's mirth.
Now I can't hear you.
You can't hear me right now? Nicholas, maybe don't use your headset.
Something happened.
You can't hear me?
you.
I don't know what to tell you. Okay, now can you hear me? Okay, X out and then X back in.
This has worked every other time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, log out and then log back in.
Oh, you can't do it while you're on the phone, right? Wait. Log out. Okay.
Okay. I doubt anybody's still watching. This was supposed to be fun, damn it! This was supposed to be fun! So all I have in my life is this YouTube live. Everything was counting on this live to go well. Just kidding. Tell your problems to Jesus. Tell your problems to him.
Now I can hear you.
Oh, great.
So I think I was trying to test out a new microphone. I was
Yeah,
trying to
it
test out
didn't work.
and it didn't work. And I think it cut it out. So anyway.
Yeah, maybe next time try it. How can you try it?
We were trying it before, and I think I don't know. I have a friend who does his own podcast.
Okay,
It's cute. It's supposed to be a noise canceling one. It looks like it looks like a real one. Like, oh my God, I'm having fun. I feel like I'm
look at can you see the here, I'll put this right here. Get some is saying control panel sound output input settings. Yeah. So I don't know when you come on as a guest what it looks like for you, but we'll figure it out later. Maybe we'll like before we go live, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because whoever said that, thanks, but I'm on a Mac, so I guess I got to go.
I have a Mac too. I have a Mac too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about it because there's
Okay, we'll
different
talk
types.
about it. Yeah. All right. Let me get rid of this.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, we're back attack. I had introduced you earlier, Nicholas, and I was reading. Let me go back to it. Let me introduce you. I don't have any music. Pretend like I have music.
Okay.
I'm here with Nicholas Volante, author, poet, HIV survivor, flight attendant, dude. We're going to be talking about the importance of storytelling today from the standpoint of the stories that we tell ourselves, especially in relationships and with current events.
Right.
Mostly, it's we need to be experiencing ourselves as the powerful human beings that we are.
Exactly.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes. I wrote that. Just kidding.
I like it. Thanks for continuing this conversation. It's fun. I have no expectation or agenda like where all this is going, except for it's just fun. And as a recovering news junkie, and hang on, I have people helping me clean today, and I have the background noise.
Have your maid come on. I shouldn't say maid. Is that rude? Have your house cleaner come on and say hi.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's a little chaotic here, but anyway, I love. I have to use a lot of discernment, but I love being on. I like TikTok. I like a lot of the the social media stuff, but it can get really overwhelming, really fast. Waiting for his book. I know. Oh yes, it's soon. I'm hoping by this summer. As just to let you know what I did. After much careful consideration, I just dodged into since someone brought up the book thing. When I wrote my book and I published it in 2018, it was, for someone with dyslexia, ADHD, and trauma, it was a journey, and it was my writing coach encouraged it, a lot of friends and a lot of people because of my near-death experience, and so I've learned a lot about the difference between writing a memoir and writing an autobiography, and memoirs are very succinct, and there was a lot of things in there, and in hindsight, people read it, they said it was good, but my train of thought is hard for me to keep going all the time, and so people are saying, oh my God, you were in this really juicy thing, and then you launched onto another thing. So I'm getting help with editing, and the book was really 2 books, but at the time I didn't know that. Actually, there's probably, if I wanted to, about 4 or 5 books in there, but 29 Days in a Wake Up will focus on my health crisis and how I got there, and being an AIDS survivor, a domestic violence survivor, and all that, and the conclusion to stay and having this meteoric. So there's a middle, a beginning, and an end, as Stacy always tells me. And so that book, we're just not doing a whole lot other than fixing some of the grammar, maybe there were stories that I included that are new. And I took out some of the stuff that was, someone noted, write from your scars and not from your trauma.
That's beautiful. I love that.
And so it was a lot of, some of it was too much. And even though it happened, and I wanted to focus on, one of the things in our culture is that the one with the most scars when they die wins, it's like, or the most trauma. So we tend to elevate people that are like have a story,
they've gone through more pain.
It's like, okay, my whole thing is you want a medal or a chest to pin it on. I mean, it's so yeah, they were in the process. So by the summer, and then the second story is what I'm really working on right now, which is kind of my baby, and it was the one I've always wanted to tell, and that is the love story between my husband and I. And as I'm almost done with the outline of it, because the book ended in 2018, and we went to Italy. That Italy trip was like the big culmination. It was going to, I was going to declare, he was going to declare his undying love to me. And then things happened. And then we finished the book, and it was kind of anticlimactic because we had a couple more years of life after that. And then we got married 1.5 years later. And that's the story. How 2 people with significant wounds and baggage who are not 25 and 30 years old. No offense to 25 and 30-year-olds, because, you know, but we were in our 40s and 50s and navigating love and with all this trauma. And we actually grew up. We actually afforded each other this opportunity. And there's a lot in there. There's a lot of fun stuff too, but it did culminate. But it also taught me a lot about standing up on my own 2 feet and not projecting my needs onto another human being, because that
which is exactly what you were going to talk about today, right?
Exactly, right. So the story is good. There's, you know, one of my friends commented, I thought it was a book about it was a book about your near-death experience, and there's a book about a lot of sex in there. And I'm like, Now, I couldn't write it explicitly. But what do you think about? I mean, that's a kind of an interesting topic. You know, you know, romance and you know, the heated rivalry thing, the series and the explicitness. People like go for it, but part of me goes, it's. If I were writing it as a novel in the third person, it might be easier. Or you know, everybody says it would make it, you know, it has the potential for movie. If someone else did it, and obviously I'm not a screenwriter, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But as one of my friends, Jonathan, told me, like, we check all the boxes. We're biracial. He's Asian. He's a veteran. He's PTSD. I'm, you know, I mean, it's like we have all these different. And it's not just checking the box.
Yeah.
But it's telling that particular story. And so, well,
let's get to what you were going to talk about today.
Okay. So, what is this interesting? We were discussing this, and I'm careful not to use people's names because I was following this one guy who's a therapist. I think he's an MSW, or maybe even has a PhD, and he's gay. And I was watching some of his comments and his posts, and they were going after some of the celebrity. I don't know what you call him. OJ Shaddy was one of the people that he was going after, and Mel, and basically saying that, you know, they were giving dime store psychological or whimsical things that he was being. So I unfollowed him but it triggered something in me, because it started to get me thinking, like, I don't have a degree, although I have a lot of life experience. And then I started thinking about what, you know, I was joking with you. I did my grandmother's Italian accent. And she's like, we now go to the sacrist. That is how she pronounced psychiatrist.
Oh my God.
In all the country, we went to the older people, because the older people then know. And we went to our elders because they had life experience, and that meant something. And we've kind of lost that art here of acknowledging that life experience has something of value.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a family that loved to tell stories. I mean, as a kid, I grew up hearing about all the stories in the quote unquote old country. That's Italy. In the old country. That's the old country. That's, you know, Italy was the old country. And so, you know, amazing stories about, or at least entertaining stories. A grandfather who was in World War I experienced a lot of stuff. And my grandmother crossed the ocean twice, once in 1919 and another time in 1930. They went back and forth. So, I mean, can you imagine? And it was really a touching moment. The first trip that I took her back to Italy was in 1984, and I was working for British Airways. And this is a funny story. Haha. My mother, God love her. She's the woman who brings sweaters to the equator in the middle of July because you might get cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I took a flight I lived in New York, so I picked up a flight from JFK to London, and they flew from Chicago because they're in Indiana. So my older sister drove them up to Chicago. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know what? I was thinking the very same thing. Yeah, because it's like, who are the experts? They're just regurgitating what somebody else has read, right? Anyway, and yeah.
So you're driving up there.
So no, so my sister drives them up and opens the trunk, and my grandmother has one suitcase and one overnight bag, and my mother had 5 suitcases. And I'm like, and then we get to Heathrow, and we have to collect our bags and change flights, and the bags just keep coming and coming. I'm like, who's gonna carry all this stuff? It's like, and part of the cultural exchange in an attack, you never go with an empty hand. You have to bring some gifts or something. So one suitcase was full of that. So for like 10 days, I was responsible for hoarding these 2 women around, with all these bags. We were able to keep a couple in Rome with a friend, but anyway. But on the way back, I went from Chicago to I went from London to Chicago with my grandmother because she wouldn't fly by herself, and got her up. We got upgraded to business class on British Airways, which was like, first class. She didn't know the difference, but they were feeding us every 4 hours, big seats, lots of leg room, and she looked at me and she said, the last time I crossed the ocean, it took 8 days.
Oh my God.
And she said, we hit a cyclone or a hurricane. There was really bad weather. And she said, the boat was just, going all over the place. And she said, here I'm sitting in first class, being wined and dined, and it's taking us, 8 hours.
Isn't that crazy? What our grandparents, great grandparents went through is just insane.
Right. So, John Lithgow, who I love, I think he's a brilliant actor. He was on Stephen Colbert the other night, and he started talking about the power of storytelling, and he said that we need this. It's an essential part of our life. It's what gives us context and power. And I kind of looked it up, and it says storytelling is a fundamental human tool for connection, learning, and influence. It bridges gaps between individuals. It fosters empathy and preserves culture. And I thought, I don't know how much you were culturally Jewish culture, but I lived in New York. My first boyfriend was Jewish, and the whole storytelling in that culture is just like, it's part of your grandfather tells your mother, and in the Italian culture it's very, very similar. But what I've learned and what has helped me, and I hope that in the second book and in the first, it's really my near-death experience was a real evidence of what story am I telling myself. I mean, at an early age, I was exposed to Unity when I was like 18, which is Unity School of Practical Christianity and Metaphysics. It's international, but I went to New York City, and I found Eric Butterworth, who is one of the most prolific Unity writers, and I was introduced with this book called Discover the Power Within You. And coming as a lapsed Catholic to that kind of information, that kind of interpretation of the Gospels in such an illuminating way, that we are spiritual beings having this human experience. And there are people. There are people, unless Stacy wants to. It's Stacy.
Tell her to join.
I should.
You can send her the link if you want her to jump on. Or we'll do it another time.
Okay. How do I send her that letter? Let's see if she wants to. I just copy it, right? No.
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't want to lose my track. Anyway, the whole concept that, you know, I remember one idea. We sentence ourselves with our sentences.
What?
We sentence ourselves with our sentences.
That's good.
So, you know, and you know, I was part of the whole beginning of the, you know, the new age stuff that was hitting in, you know, Louise Hay, and I mentioned it in past, you know, when AIDS hit and there was nothing going on, Louise Hay was doing her hay rides and offering, you know, self-love as a means of healing. And, you know, and then we don't have much to hang on to. But over the years, by trial and error and practice, you know, you know, the old joke in New York, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? You practice.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. You know, I've come to understand that the stories that we tell ourselves are influence our life. And so if we want a better life, we might be mindful of the story we tell. And this has affected me most profoundly in my area of work. It's also affected me in my area of my love life, practically everything. And we talked about it. You know, on cruising around on TikTok and Instagram, and I see these 25-year-olds trying to give me advice on love life. And I'm like, you can't. I mean, it's cute and it's adorable. And you know, and they're all, of course, most of them don't have a shirt on and they're all ripped and they're crying about, oh, the community out there is so, fill in the blank. There's nobody serious. There's nobody this, there's nobody that.
Yeah.
There's, you know, they're all drugs, they're all party, they're all like, and it's like, I was listening to this one woman, she's like, she was doing a role play with herself. And it's like, so she turns to herself that's complaining, saying, what are you bringing to the equation? Like, you have this laundry list of people, of attributes you want, but what are you bringing?
I love that.
Yeah. Like, you know, it's like, oh, they're, you know, everybody's out there cheating and it's like, yeah, but what do you want? It's nothing out there. I mean, I hate to tell people that I don't hate to tell people that. But you know, it's like being the right person, not finding the right person. You need to embody those things that you want. Yeah, I know. That's a great comment. Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's this quote unquote older gay guy that I've started following. He's really funny. And he had this 25-year-old, he clipped in this 25-year-old that said, if you're over 50 and you're not in a relationship with someone, you're damaged goods. And it was like, whoa.
What?
Yeah, it's like, you will find out. And it's, you know, I observe, I try not to get into it, but you know, one of the things that I really appreciate you for giving me sort of let me stick my toe in the water. But part of why I've kind of resisted, even gave up on writing my book, was I didn't want to get into the fray of the public discord. Well, one of them is, okay, so I am running around saying, you know, choose your experiences. So why do I have to go in it? But Brene Brown says, if you get into the arena, you're going to get roughed up a little bit, you know? So, you know, if you're not getting attacked, you may not be doing it. And if you're worried about that, then stay in the bleacher seats. But she's really telling people, like, if you're out in the peanut gallery, sit down and shut up. Because if you're not rolling your sleeves up here and slinging it, you know, in the mud with the rest of us trying to figure it all out, sit down and shut up.
Amen.
Yes. So I've had a lot of practice at that because I have fallen flat on my face so many times, that, and, the whole idea that in relationships, and I think I have had enough of them and gone, quote unquote, not where I intended,
Yeah.
that I've learned a lot. And one of the things we were talking about, and it's interesting to listen, and I hope that my intention in writing this is because I was in the story with my husband, was the whole hanging. He came along at a time where I'd been pretty beaten down. I was still dealing with an ex-husband who was mentally and emotionally not stable, who, while he wasn't in my physical, he wasn't in my house, he was still, we were still connected. It was hard to uncouple because of financial entanglements, and and so, I got the fast track on how to, learn to control my response to someone. And you know what? Once I stopped trying to change the outer, it literally went away. And in 2018, he left my sphere. He left my energy field. Like, I am not heard from him.
Wow.
I wish him well. I did love him deeply, and events in life that both of us, we had a choice in on some level occurred, and then we're complete.
Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
as all, Abraham says, all relationships are eternal. And so
Abraham, when you say Abraham, tell people
Abraham Hicks. Hicks. Sorry. Esther Hicks and Abraham Hicks. Sorry. I know. Yeah. It's not just some guy named Abe.
Yeah.
Abe from the deli.
Yeah.
Abe from the deli.
Or people are going to be like, wait, Abraham in the Bible? I don't remember reading that.
Yeah, it's good old Abe down at the deli, slicing the lox. Yeah.
He has so much wisdom.
Me around that.
It's so funny.
I can do accents. I can do accents anyway. So it's interesting to watch and observe the people. It's in all romance, and you watch TV, you watch all the romance have these tropes that set up with, oh, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get, I want to have my heart broken. And it's like, well, don't. I know this sounds really simple, but don't put that energy, don't put your happiness in the hands of another person.
Yeah.
And it's a projection. And it's, what I have come to understand is that my husband is not the source of my happiness. I am. And I love that man to pieces and back. And I appreciate every experience we had, even the ones that were not the most pleasant, because they taught me something.
Yeah.
And when I met him, I was in a state, I was pretty banged up and bruised. And he's like, hey, I think you're pretty cute. I think you're pretty fun. And I think you're pretty smart. And let's take this for a spin. And yes, he had his baggage and he had his stuff, but all that afforded me an opportunity to discover me.
Yeah.
And he kept reflecting that back. And then when I reflected me back to him, it was like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for, I don't know that you can tell me I'm a good person and wonderful. Let me show you, that's going to make me dig into myself and examine beliefs that I was told about myself. One of the things that came up even the other night, and it came up in our relationship, was we make all these assumptions. And one of the things I had assumed, was, well, he's 40, he's in San Diego, he's out and about, he's quote unquote out. And he was to a degree, but I had no idea, because I had not had a lot of exposure. I'd never really been in a relationship with an Asian man, and even closer, a Filipino man. Yeah. And the level of, while there are families that are accepting, a large in large part, that is not an experience. It was not one he had. Now, it was one we fixed in the end. But, he was like, have you seen my family? He's like, I didn't grow up with, matter of fact, he grew up with a lot of homophobia and anti-gay messaging. And so, but I enjoy storytelling. I have lots of fun stories, and I enjoyed telling them. And where this philosophy, technology, whatever you want to call it, has been so helpful with me and life-saving is in my job.
Yes, as a flight attendant.
Right. And I realize
they can't vacuum in here, so
it's okay. I'll do it.
Okay.
Want to say hi? Want to say hi?
Hello, beautiful. How are you?
I'm good.
This is Ron.
Hi, Ron. Nice to meet you. Maybe one day we could talk with you. You could come on the show.
I don't know. There's too much personality. Personalities. So yeah,
I love it.
There's too much in here.
Oh, he would be a riot. You do have to put him on.
I know what he's talking about. I'm shy-ish. Whatever.
I don't think you're shy.
Not at all.
I am, unless you know me, I come out like reserved, and then like just go, and then like there's bail money involved. We don't know. So.
Oh my God.
But you are stunning, by the way. He lied to me. You are gorgeous. Okay?
You lied to me.
Oh my God! Like you almost made a gay man switch. Don't. Like, oh my God, Becky, I love you.
Thank you.
I gotta go.
Okay,
Love you.
Thank you. I love it. I have to meet you guys. Well, I meant him. I'll see you guys when I go to Seattle.
Yeah. Actually, we should put us both on at the same time because people get there's an energy that we create together that's just off the wall.
We'll do it. We'll definitely.
Anyway. So it's really interesting because as I'm doing the research for this story and I've been listening to psychologists dissect heated rivalry from like what makes it so, and I go, oh, that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me, and sort of this I love this corrective emotional experience, which is really popular. It's a term. It's a psychological term where when something good happens, when we expect the bad, like when love and acceptance and support is given, where we have a history, it's a correction. It actually does biochemical things. It heals because our brains, quote unquote, are plastic, and so it has this effect. And I'm gonna bring this point home, which is I got this concept of if I need another person to act a certain way for me to be happy, I'm dead. I'm really out of alignment. And how many times in relationships of any kind is that a factor?
Yeah.
We want politicians to behave a certain way. We want these people, that group. If they just changed or did something else, I would be happy. And it's just not true. And it's also a recipe for anxiety and hurt. Because it's not, first of all, it's never their job. It's putting a lot on another person to say, and I did it. That's why, I drove him nuts in the beginning. I
like what you're saying, though, is that people are afraid to get into relationships because they don't want to feel that pain. But when you don't give the power to the other person, you don't have that pain won't be there, or not as bad, maybe.
I mean, look, if we're with someone and we're really having a good time and that person's not there, we're going to experience we're human.
Yeah.
But I see people devastated.
Yeah.
And that's old. I know I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, but that's an old wound that needs to be addressed, as opposed to, I see people like, oh, we don't know where this is going to end. You haven't even started and you're worrying about the ending of it already.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
I jumped in with this man and I, right after, I'm like, I don't know. You're crazy as ever, but you're really friggin' cute and you make me laugh. And he also was very protective at a time that I needed it, and allowed me to find my footing. And then when I found my footing, he goes, "It's your job." But then I turned the tables on him and said, "Okay, what's good for the goose?" It's like,
right.
and there are certain things in
This is good.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And where I've actually even practiced this more, I'm a flight attendant that kind of, I mean, I people love me at work. I mean, some people don't, but I mean, most people,
And you work first class.
I work first class, and I'm the baby whisperer. And I go there. I've been practicing this for almost 20 years. So it has some proof to it, which is it's a concept called pre-paving. I decide ahead of time. And in the beginning, it was a little wonky because my vibration, it was like practicing. But I took to it. It was a dream that I always wanted to do. I'm an airplane geek. I get to entertain. I'm a chef. I get to prepare really good food. Well, most of the time, it's yeah. I mean, it's yeah. It's
Remember when I first started working at Virgin America, we were serving duck in first class, and it was the first time I ever had duck.
Oh my God,
it was pretty good, but yeah.
Bye.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that was the food was outrageous. Sometimes we had some weird concoction that people whose names will remain nameless came up with. Remember all the goat cheese?
Oh, I kind of remember that, but I remember it's.
I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble from this, but I don't care. It was all well intentioned. There was the goat cheese and the beets. And remember the what was it? Were you there when we had the dill flavor, the dill egg salad? Now, I love egg salad, right? I mean, I love eggs, but they used to serve it as when we did red eyes. We had after a while, after 8 o'clock, they stopped doing fresh food, but we would have the egg salad sandwich. It was in a pita wrap. It was good.
Okay.
But when people go to sleep,
oh God, no!
And then they start farting, right? Oh my God, the plane on a red eye when we had those sandwiches is just disgusting. I was like, I told the person, you need to come and work these flights because you would take it. I mean, it was a good, some of the things, but I mean, like making we used to bake fresh croissants in the morning. Yeah. You can't get these flight attendants to warm them up anymore. I'm sorry.
It's too much work.
But back to my original concept. The idea was I would pre-pave. I had the intention that I was going to only good people. I was going to only rendezvous with good people. And I was going to give my all. Remember, we used to say, leave your life on the jet bridge. Like whatever's bothering you, leave it on the jet bridge. And like, they're paying me. They're not paying me to be, to slam the card out and go sit in a galley and complain.
Yeah.
And they're paying me to be nice. I have this pin. We get these kudos, people can write in, and I have like almost 100 of them.
Cool.
And what's the matter? Huh? We had vet day yesterday we have 3 cats, and we had vet day with the 3 cats. And for some reason, the older one is having trauma because he can't smell. His smell is off with his brother, so he's hissing at everybody. Anyway, so my experience was, I had fun.
Yeah.
And I had wonderful people that I'm still friends with 20 years later that I met on planes.
I love that.
And they weren't. And the interesting thing is, you can be I would work with people where I'm like cruising along, having fun, dealing with people. And they're like, oh my God, these people are crazy. And I'm like, which ones? I mean,
Wow.
no, they're like, because their nervous system is on hyper overdrive. So everything that their experiences is being interpreted as through the filter, through the lens. And and I would just look at them going, I think you need to take a break or something, because I don't know. These people are lovely. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I used to remember, you did a lot of JFK LA.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
And they would be like, and I'm like, people fly with me like, oh my God, this is so chill. Because I order it that way.
You order it that way. But I will say this in defense of the back part of the airplane. It is so chaotic and there's a lot coming at you at the same time. And we did the dinner flights. And I remember
I worked in the back too. And remember, as a lead, I had the first 3 rows in main cabin.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I wasn't someone that just, slammed out the service and read a book. I can't read on a plane.
You would have been great to work with because you're very hands-on.
I was always in the back.
I'm just going to say, I just remember those dinner flights would be so chaotic. Not that it's a reason to be a bitch or something, but it's just a lot. I remember finding a child was running up and down the airplane, and I was going row to row asking, is this your daughter? Is this your daughter? There was a lot of Jewish people. I'm Jewish, so I can say this. And they would just let kids run up and down the airplane, or they would sit in the back galley with their kids. And I remember asking this guy to get up with his kid. He was on the floor, and people were trying to get into the bathroom. And I said, can you please get up? He wouldn't get up. So you just are dealing with a lot of personalities and a lot of, especially the dinner flights were like.
And I will say it's not something that's right or wrong, but people will treat an older man differently than they will treat. I've seen it, especially in the younger female flight attendants. Someone would feel more empowered to say something snarky, and then I get there and, oh no, it's fine, everything. I'm also 6'1" and 200 pounds. I mean, someone's going to think.
Point.
Yeah, they're going to think twice. And I really give off the energy that I'll punch in the face first and ask questions later. I mean, I'm not really that way, but
don't mess with me.
Don't mess. I mean, I used to have this expression. I've only had to use it 3 times in my whole career. When the doors open, is like, how badly do you need to fly today?
Oh,
because it puts the onus on them. Straight up and fly right, and we'll have a good time. But if you're really going to continue down that path, the doors open and you can take brand X.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, anyway. But again, going back to my concept is when you minimize that. I mean, I've had really we're gonna go a little airplane. We're gonna go a little side tour here, but airplane. Okay. Remember the 319s? For those of you who don't know airplane, Airbus has the 320 family, but they had 318s. Actually, they had 317s. I don't even think those are around anymore. They have 317s, 18, 19s, 20, and 21s. Right? They're all just, one's a real tiny version and one's a real long stretched one. Well, we had the 320s and the 319s, and then eventually we got the 321s, which were my favorite. Absolutely, the Neos were my absolute favorite. Nice. They were like I felt like I was in the big leagues and a grown up flight attendant by then. Anyway, when we first got the 319s, because the concept has changed, we didn't have galleys in the back. Do you remember?
Damn, yes, they were so small back there.
Because Virgin took the Airbuses and against the kind of common, they put the bathrooms in the back, and we didn't have a galley. We had those storage units, and we had that one center stall with 2 coffee makers and a cart and a pull-out. And I remember one night I was working in the back. We used to use those on long flights in the winter out of New York, and we had on-demand ordering, and we did 209 orders on a dinner flight, and we had food stacked in containers on our jump seats. And
insane.
it was but it was so much fun. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy, but it was so much fun. But so that was sort of my practice, sort of my area of honing this message. And when I got really sick, it was this wake up call. I cannot continue to be the caregiver of everybody else first at my own expense. It will not sustain life. That was And it was a nice concept, but then I had to practice it. And at 55 years old, I mean, the old teach an old dog new tricks, but it's not impossible, but it's a must.
Yeah.
And where that's kind of brought me now at this, I had this therapist in New York years ago who was this old queen. He goes, this fabulous state of decay that I'm in. And I feel like I'm in this fabulous state of decay. I mean, I have one chin, and I'm going to be 67 this summer. And I mean, regardless of which, it's okay. You guys behaving yourselves here. I got the
Are those your cats?
Yeah. You want to see one? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
I want to see the cats.
Come here.
That's not. I see your comment.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Come here. Oh, God. He ran away. Never mind. I'll get him. Anyway, where was I? So where, my goal is in writing and sharing any of this stuff, and who knows where it will go. I don't see myself necessarily in that's your. I was looking at something. The wind that you have in the back. Is it windy where you are, or do you have?
I have my fan on.
Oh, okay, because the stuff's blowing, and I was like, "Where?" I was
squirrel. I have a squirrel in my apartment.
No, it's my ADHD. It just like all of a sudden, like, wait a minute, something's moving.
Oh my God! If we were having an earthquake, and I was just sitting still, but I kept the show going.
Yeah. So, like, where this has really been helpful in current situation, and what I'm being judicious about where I go with all this. Like, I don't really want to be an internet personality, but the other thing is telling your story is important. So, and I don't want to be a therapist, but I think this is I have a story of value. Hopefully people will.
Absolutely.
And may I ask? So that question, we're negotiating. I may stay part-time, which I'm ready to retire. I've been on workers' comp for a little over a year, and we're trying to negotiate. Yeah, but you know how that goes. Hi. Hang on 1 second.
Meow.
Come here. Hi, come here. Come here. Come here.
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Come here. I got you. This is Oliver.
Oliver. Kitty, kitty.
This is number 3 child. He's like, why are you putting me on TV? I don't want to be okay.
He's famous.
He's famous now. He's not going down. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to show you all the. Oh, he wants to be on TV. Okay, we're gonna. He is he's 15 pounds.
Oh my God.
Anyway, to get to my point here. How this has informed me, and it was because of my near-death experience reminded me that was like the worst thing that, quote unquote, I could experience, the finality, quote, of my physical beingness. And so, there was this reparative experience that was tremendous. So if I could get myself through that, what am I really worried about? Yeah. And it isn't just wishful thinking or, it really is, it is process of remembrance. So I've come through this whole, I've been studying this stuff for better part of 50 years. And I've seen everybody out there trying to sell every kind of, recovery program, or, I've got the get rich quick scheme. And and one of the things, the creative process and all that, and a lot of people read The Secret and all that, and where I've come to is so much of that had such an emphasis on creating material things, which is fine. I don't, but when you're not happy on the inside, like when you're not settled, and it's been within the last year that I have changed my relationship with uncertainty. And it's like before, when things are uncertain, and that was part of my traumas. I don't know what's happening. And, and a lot of the political stuff was really affecting me, and like, what's going to happen? And I see my friends, love them to pieces, on Facebook, and they're just losing their minds. They are, and I've had to mute a few people, and I think, especially in this arena with corporate media being, where we have people that are, the reality is there is a smaller group of people that are trying to control the narrative, and what they have to sell is fear. If they can make you afraid and make you feel hopeless, they can control you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this term with, so like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so if I'm not screaming into the abyss all the time and trying to, again, change the factors, I hear it during campaigns of people that I have known and love that are politicians, because I lived in San Francisco for a long time, so you can kind of figure out which ones. When these people, we're here to protect you, to take care of you. No, you're not. It's not the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Bye.
Bye, get some.
Are you leaving? Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm leaving you.
Anyway.
Two people leaving us. Get some and your boyfriend or your husband, I mean.
So yeah, it's I believe in social justice. I believe that we have to be informed to a degree, because we have to know, and there are people out there doing work to get the truth out. I also think that there are, I'm not a big what do you call it? My God, the zodiac, not the zodiac,
like your sign, what your sign is.
Yeah.
Metaphysical astrologer.
Astrology. I'm not a big astrology person, but okay. So, and now, according to a lot of people, like Mercury went direct today. So communications, but also we're coming into the age of Aquarius. Literally, it's all these alignments of planets are doing things they haven't done in thousands of years. And, all this energy on the earth, and the ascension people, and the people that think that there are those. I mean, we heard it in reports last week that there are folks in the military that think the war is going to bring about the second coming of Jesus, and I'm like, and then there are people that think that the aliens are going to come and save us, and then there, it's like,
yeah,
okay,
it's crazy.
So I want to finish with something that has been, it ties this all in for me. And it's not too long, but I'm 1/16 Cherokee on my father's side, and my dad actually embraced his native, and he used to go to powwows and dance, and his wife was half Ojibwa from the Minnesota area, and so they were very, very involved in native culture. And I learned a lot. It was interesting. But this was given to me. It is the Hopi Elder Statement prophecy from 2000, and I have had this in my heart. And I just give you this is Native American wisdom embraces a profound understanding of nature, spirituality, community, and interconnectedness. It is rooted in the deep reverence and respect for Earth and all living beings. They carry messages of empowerment, self-responsibility, and collective action. The Hopi Elders prophecy from June 8th, 2000, so this is going back, encourages individuals to recognize their role in shaping their reality, to take positive actions to create a better world. The river is flowing very fast, and there are those who will be afraid. Know that the river has its destination. The opportunity to change meaningfully is happening all around us. We will be the ones, this is the best one, we are the ones we are waiting for.
Wow.
Is shared by Wendy Nickerson, Department of Administrator for Health and Family Medicine, and she's sharing. So this is the prophecy that I love, and it's meant a lot for me. It says, we are telling people that the 11th hour, that this is the 11th hour. You must now go back and tell the people that this is the hour, and there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relation? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other. And do not look outside yourself for your leader.
Wow.
Then he collapsed his hand and smiled and said, this could be a good time. There is a river flowing now. It's very fast. It is so great and swift. There will be those who will be afraid. They will hold on to the shore. They will be afraid. They will feel that they are being torn apart and will suffer greatly. Know the river has its destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore, push off into the middle of the river, keep your eyes open and your head above the water. And I say, see who is there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment we do so, our spiritual growth and journey come to a halt. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves, banish the word struggle from your attitude and your vocabulary. And that what we do now is done in sacred manner and celebration, for we are the ones we are waiting for.
I love that. Oh my gosh. We are the ones we're waiting for. That's beautiful. Yeah. Takes the power out of the other people you give it to.
And those of us that are doing, I call it light work, or that are really doing a lot of meditative work and trying to ground the good energy here, it's not just a personal thing. It's and I'm seeing this evidence in all of the yak out there. There are reports of people continuing, but increase in doing random acts of kindness. I have a lovely friend in New York City. She's 80 years old. She's an actress, and she walks with a cane. She's a small woman, and she was stuck in she had to go out to get stuff in the snowstorm. And recently in New York City, and she said the cab stopped halfway, and she didn't realize it. And there was a snowbank there, and there she is with her cane trying to get over it. And she said, and darling, a fabulous, handsome young man came along, didn't say a word, just extended his arm, got me over the hump, and went on his way.
I love it.
That's been happening to me all around. People open the door for me. I'm like, well, of course.
I love that.
So crank up all of the way to thrive through this is to crank up the kindness.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I agree.
And tell a better story. Yeah. Tell the story that you want to live.
Yeah, I like that. Be nice to people and go. And hi, Big Dan. Big Dan is here. Also, I think for me, Big Dan's been here a long time. When I slow down and I'm more aware of what's around me, I'm more present. I can say hi to people. I can slow down my driving. Like, why am I in a hurry? Just relaxing, being at ease, and slowing down has always I feel like is the number one thing. it's going to make you be more nice to people, less stressed, everything.
It's also going to make slowing down is essential. I mean, if there is truth to these energetic, I mean, we are seeing lots of solar flashes. Hey, Dan. Hey, Big Dan. And we're seeing a lot of, I mean, if there's truth, I don't know. I mean, I'm still kind of going, okay, maybe, I entertain it. What if? So then I take the concept, and if I slow down and I'm in the present moment, I might feel things, but I get to let it come through me and out, and I'm not holding on to it. And like this, I started a story about this guy who was yakking on he was on TikTok taking everybody else down, and he was, I mean, in my opinion, he was a bitchy queen, but I got the fraudster thing going on. Like, well, he's the therapist. He's done all this work, and what have I, and so I started like, maybe I don't deserve to be up here. And then I had to thank him for being because he ignited something in me, and instead of making him, I'm like, whoa, thanks for, I didn't know that was, well, I kind of knew, but thanks for pushing my button. That was really nice.
Yeah, sometimes we have to have our buttons pushed to go forward and do the thing we're supposed to do.
Yeah. When you get the two of us on together, we can talk about some of the crazy stuff and how we, there's a concept my therapist used called imago therapy, where it's that very thing where you're in a relationship with someone and they're holding up a mirror, and you can go, or you can go, oh, thanks for showing me that behavior and what it looks like. Now I get a chance. Do I want to continue doing that? Like, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like all the projection that goes on. It's like just your stuff, heal yourself. I can sit back and go, isn't that cute what he's doing? Yeah. Not my monkey, not my circus,
Exactly. Oh, shoot. Chaos. It's Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But Nicholas, thank you so much for being on today and sharing with us. I'm learning so much from doing this with you. I'm like taking this in and being like, oh yeah, I should.
I'm learning how to articulate it and how to feel confident in what I know. And that's all. It's just sharing my experiences,
love it.
And get busy writing.
Yeah. Is this helping you write, or this is helping?
It is. It's offering me clarity, and it's helping me articulate what it is that I want to say. And it's important enough for me because it is being vulnerable. I mean, I'm putting it out there. But one of the stories that I revisited, just one second, if we have time,
yeah. I
met this woman. Her name was Carol on a flight. We were going to LA, and she was Asian, and she did kinesiology. She was a therapist. She was she was a therapist of
physical therapist.
Yeah, but she did also I forget the term right off the top, but anyway, that was her profession. And we started talking, and I was telling her about, at the time, this stuff I was going through with Ron, and she started laughing. She goes, oh my God, you white people. She said, you need a manual on how to date an Asian. And she said, none of what you're telling me is true or accurate, or it's like you're making these. And that's where I started to realize we make all these assumptions based on the theory. But she said to me, she said, you guys need a manual to date white people. But she said to me, the reason why I brought it, she said, just relax and allow yourself. She said, all the assumptions that you're making are not accurate. And this man has a different experience than you do. Let that be, like, learn from being in that moment, and as opposed to projecting on him. It was like a really profound thing. And she said, and you deserve to be loved by him.
Wow. nice, great, amazing.
And what she said, this is the thing where she said to me, I have known you now for 2 hours on this flight, and you told me about your assault from your ex-husband. You told me about the deepest, emotional, physical, and psychological scar in 2 hours. That's strength.
Wow.
She said, I have clients I have known for, I got to take this a second, but I've known them for years and they haven't been as forthcoming. She goes, that's knowing yourself. So
yeah, that's beautiful.
Bye, love. It's the bet. I got to take it.
Okay.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, Dan.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Big Dan. Twice a year standard psychologist visits strengthened me out. 2 motorcycles kept me on the right. See, isn't that great, Big Dan? You found a hobby, something to keep you grounded. Anyways, okay, thank you so much for being on this live. I know it doesn't push it out as much as my regular YouTube lives because I'm doing this through StreamYard, so it doesn't like promote it. But if you found my live, thank you. And I'll be back on probably tomorrow. I'll do a regular live tomorrow. So anyways, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching the Bologna Sandwich Show live stream with Nicholas Volante. And that I'm going to play an outro for you, and then I'm going to go bye-bye. Okay, bye. Thanks for sharing fun with me on my Bologna Sandwich Show.